Miss Maudie, although she is not involved in the novel as much as other characters like Atticus, she still manages to positively impact Scout and Jem's point of view towards others. She, as an overall person, is kind, optimistic, and unaffected by Maycomb's usual disease, racism. Miss Maudie Atkinson is a character who lives by herself in Maycomb County. She is a very easygoing woman who treats everyone as equals. She always shows respect towards others, especially Jem and Scout, who end up becoming friends with her. And her way of thinking also positively influenced both Jem and Scout as they grew older. Miss Maudie had always looked at Atticus with immense respect because of what he does. And although Scout misinterprets it at first by thinking that Miss Maudie was criticizing him, she soon realizes that Miss Maudie was trying to tell her that Atticus is always straightforward and honest, whether he's at home or in public. Also, when Scout was being ignored by her brother Jem, she turned to Miss Maudie since Scout knew she would keep her good company and still accept Scout for who she is. Miss Maudie, unlike other ladies of Maycomb, does not care about how Scout acts or how she dresses. And on top of that, she doesn't even have Maycomb's common disease, racism. She always stays optimistic, even when her own house burned down. All around, Miss Maudie is the living form of a near perfect person. So moving on to my model. So let's go with the flames. So the flames were drawn since her house caught fire and her entire house burned down, even with the entire Maycomb County coming to try and stop the fires. However, she wasn't upset about the incident, and instead she brushed it away and continued on with life, saying that she was glad nobody got hurt during the incident. And the flames can also incorporate a theme of resilience, since she, even after the house burned down, still remained positive. And this shows how her character can make others see the kindness and positivity in her life. And then moving on to the clock, which is here in this little door. It symbolizes her influence towards Scout and Jem in the long run. And as Scout and Jem conversed with her, she taught them different ways to show respect or kindness towards others. And she also educated them by telling them not to judge others based on limited knowledge about them. And this included Boo Radley and Atticus. Okay, so moving on to the azalea flowers. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, if I do this, it's like that's supposed to be azalea flowers. Just pretend it is. So the flowers represent what she mainly took care of. And she made sure that they were always in prime condition. And although the fire burned everything down, including the flowers, she instead planned to plant and raise more flowers somewhere else. And this shows her optimistic traits and her determination to do what she has a passion for. And so in this little window, there's text bubbles. And the text bubbles represent Scout and Miss Maudie's relationship with each other throughout the novel. And then up here, we have a little dog. And so the little dog represents loyalty and friendship, because that's what dogs, that's what their characteristics are known to be. And the dog's head was, I tried to, but the dog's head was shaped like an upside down heart to show how Miss Maudie showed her kindness towards Scout. And then the smoke on the outside of the building represents the black disease of Maycomb, and how Miss Maudie and her house are immune to the racism that goes on everywhere else in Maycomb. And then in here, the smoke is just because there's a fire. And in conclusion, Miss Maudie is a well-rounded character who always stayed as an optimistic, wise, and impactful character towards the development of both Scout and Jem. And although she did not show up as much as some other characters, she still made a significant impact to the novel as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you.